Hi everyone, welcome to my first video blog or vlog if you're in the know. I've decided to do my emails and my articles via video blog from now on. I feel, and this is just me personally, I feel like I can be more authentic, more myself when I am doing a video as opposed to writing, and that's just my personal preference. Also, because there are some of you in my mailing list who I've never personally met, this is a nice way for you to connect with me and see who I am. So the topic for today is motivation. And this is a really important topic. It's one of my favorite topics to discuss. And it's really important because it addresses that question, why do we do what we do when we know what we know? One of my idols, Dr. Libby, says that, and if you know me, you'll hear me quoting Dr. Libby. But why do we do what we do when we know what we know? So, for example, I know that I shouldn't eat ice cream because the sugar and the dairy doesn't agree with me, but I might do it anyway. Not that I do, that's just an example. Or you might know that you should get up at 5:30 in the morning to go to the gym because your goal is weight loss, but you hit snooze 3 times and you can't get out of bed. So why do we do that? And there are a number of reasons, potentially, depending on your goal, but it often comes back to a lack of motivation, a lack of intrinsic motivation that will actually get you up out of bed at 5:30, or the motivation that will allow you to say, no, I won't eat that ice cream or that sugar, whatever it is, that's your nemesis food. And this doesn't just apply to health, it applies to business goals, financial goals, relationships, really anything in life, your career goals, anything. So what I'm going to take you through now is a little formula for building intrinsic motivation so that you can stick to your healthy habits. That's really what it's all about. So before we do this, I want you to think of your goal. What is your goal? And I want it to be something that you want to achieve soon. So for example, some of you might want to lose some weight leading up to Christmas. And if so, how much? Some of you, it may be a business goal. You want to achieve something in your business by a certain time. So whatever that goal is. So I just want you to have that in your mind. And throughout this example, I'm just going to use the example of, losing 4 kilos by Christmas, for example. Okay, so to get started, you need to be able to answer yes to 3 questions. Now, I listened to a lecture, it was a psychology lecture a little while ago, and they were talking about motivation, and this really resonated with me, and it really resonates with a lot of my clients. So this is what I'm sharing with you today. I think you'll find it really works. So you need to be able to answer yes to 3 questions. 1, can you do it? So whatever it is you're trying to achieve, is it possible? Is it realistic? Can you physically do it? Secondly, will it work? So for example, in the example of I want to lose 4 kilos by Christmas, if I know that I need to exercise every morning, eat a certain diet plan, minimize stress, because if you've seen some of my previous articles, you know that stress is linked to weight storage. So you want to reduce stress. And there's a number of things you might do, but you need to know that it will work. So the plan you have set out for yourself, will it actually work? Will it allow you to achieve your goals? So you need to be able to answer yes. And then thirdly, is it worth it? So what are the benefits? What are the consequences? And that's important because you need to know that what you're doing is worth it. We are creatures who want something in return for doing something, usually. So that really helps. Now I'm going to have a handout in the on the page so that you can link to this handout, and you can actually have those questions there if you don't remember them, and that's fine. But you need to be able to answer yes to each of those 3 questions. If you're not able to answer yes, then you may need to readdress your plan. You may need to change something in your plan, in your plan of attack in order to achieve your goals, so that you can answer yes. Because the evidence shows that if you can't answer yes to those 3 questions, then you're likely to not do it. For example, if I can't answer yes to the question, will it work? then I'm not going to be motivated to do it because I'm going to have that resistance, that question in my head that's saying, I know I'm doing this, but I don't know if it's actually going to get me towards my goal. And so you don't want to have any of that resistance. You don't want to have that block. So then looking at that third question, is it worth it? What are the benefits? Taking that a step further. Now, often we know that there is a benefit attached to the goal. For example, back to the example of losing 4 kilos by Christmas. I know that the benefit is I'll be skinny, I'll, feel good, whatever that benefit might be for you. You need to be able to know that that benefit outweighs the risk or the challenge or the discomfort associated with the process. So that's the formula. The benefit, the consequence, what you'll get out of it, needs to be more significant than, or needs to outweigh, the challenge or the risk or the discomfort associated with the process. So for example, the benefit of losing weight by Christmas, I'm going to be thinner by Christmas. Does that outweigh needing to get up at 5:30 in the morning to slug it out at the gym? Does that outweigh the challenge of saying no to my favourite foods? So you need to be able to know that that benefit is greater than the risk. And again, that's going to be in the handout attached to this blog. If you can't say yes, that formula works, if you can't say yes, that benefit is greater than the challenge, then you need to rethink the benefit and you need to rethink what you're doing. You may need to replan your plan of attack so that the challenge is less challenging, or the process is less challenging, or you need to rethink the benefit. And this is often the case. So for example, with that, the losing weight by Christmas, you need to say, well, why do I want to be skinny? Why do I want to lose weight? Because often just, if the only thing in the front of your mind is I want to lose weight, that may not be enough. So for example, why do I want to lose weight? Because I want to feel confident and I want to feel comfortable in my clothes. Okay, so now we're getting warmer. Okay, well, why? Because I don't like feeling uncomfortable and ashamed that maybe I can't fit into my favorite clothes. Okay, great. So now we're getting warmer. What else? I want to lose weight by Christmas because I want to be able to go to the beach with my friends and not feel uncomfortable in my swimwear, because maybe previously when I've said no, I can't go to the beach, maybe it was because I was embarrassed, which is a very common case for a lot of people. And so you really need to ask yourself that why question more often so you can have that real benefit, that real why at the front of your mind. And then you write that down. So as I said, you're going to have this handout. There'll be a link attached to this blog. When you write it out, that benefit, again, needs to outweigh the challenge. When you've got that formula there, keep that front of mind. So write that out, have that on your bedside table, on your desk, on your kitchen table, so that you can see it every day. You need to have that in front of your mind every day, because it's that why, that reason that's going to get you out of bed at 5:30, knowing that that benefit is more important than the challenge or the risk. This doesn't just apply to the world of health, it applies to anything, like I said at the start of this blog. So for example, and I'll share you my story because we're connecting here, so I might as well. I have used this formula for my business. So if you don't know, I previously worked for a large bank and I had a very good job. I loved my job, good pay, good people that I worked with, really good kind of career happening. And when I chose to leave and completely resign from that job and start this business, it was challenging, but I knew I was going into something I was passionate about. However, before I really got clear on why I was doing this and who I wanted to reach and how I wanted to change people's lives, the fear and the challenge and the risk was very overpowering, and so it often froze me and stopped me from really acting and moving forward. And it wasn't until I really dove deep into why I was doing this and how I wanted to help all those busy people and anxious and stressed people that I worked with, and most people that I know are just, anxious and stressed and don't feel like they have control of their health or their life. They're the people that I want to help, and I've already been able to help so many people, which is so rewarding. And so once I got clear on that benefit, and I wrote out the formula, and I have it front of mind all the time. So now the fear of cold calling someone and potentially getting rejected, or the fear of putting myself out there like this, there may be haters out there, and that's fine, because I will be able to connect with some people, and some people will benefit significantly from this and from other things that I do. And so to me, that's well worth it. So as you can see, it's not just in health, but it's in all things in life. This formula can work. So like I said, check out that link, and that'll have those 3 questions and that magic formula there as well for you to really work through your goal so that you can achieve your goal. If you do have a goal that's coming up that you want to achieve by Christmas, for example, you may want to check out my pre-Christmas health challenge. It's a really fun 4-week challenge to help you achieve your goals by Christmas. Really focusing on de-stressing, re-energize, and forming those healthy eating habits so that you can approach Christmas feeling refreshed, feeling energized, balanced, and really in control. Most people go through Christmas feeling totally out of control, family drama, overeating, overdrinking, end up with a post-Christmas hangover, which no one really wants. So this pre-Christmas challenge is really good for preparing your mind and body and schedule for Christmas. And of course, when we talk about habits and motivation, that's something that we really do focus on, because of course the 4-week challenge is all about achieving your goals by Christmas. So I'll also have the link to that on this blog, so check that out, and feel free to sign up if you're interested. That starts on 23rd of November, so get in soon. And that's it. So thank you for listening to my first video blog, and I look forward to seeing you at the next one.